This is a story about people who were brought to a certain place, and were given abilities that they could use for different types of combat. One of them is Akira Shiroyanagi, who is a well-known online gamer. While on his way to school, a van suddenly stopped in front of him and a ghoul got out of it. They stared at each other, then the timer for 5 seconds started. After that, he was suddenly attacked by this ghoul. He took the bicycle to get away from it, but he was still being chased. Because of his passion for video games, he assumed that he was just inside a video game and thought of ways to defeat his pursuer. So he went into an old building because he knew that he had an advantage here to defeat the opponent. He made a trap there until his opponent fell into it. He was surprised that it was still alive and attacked him again. Fortunately, he grabbed a tube and stabbed his enemy. Suddenly, a woman appeared behind him and the 5 seconds timer started again. The woman attacked him and he was hit, causing him to lose his arm and his consciousness. Then he woke up in a room with many people and they were all tied up. After he remembered the attack on him, the woman came out who introduced herself to them as Mion. She explained the situation to all people in the room and told them that they may consider themselves as dead because all the data related to them had been deleted. Because of this, they no longer had the right and freedom but to follow the rules set upon them. Someone who was angry came up on the stage to complain, but Mion immediately killed him with her arm cannon. Though others were terrified of what happened, she continued by telling them that they would have their own abilities and they would serve as an ability testing focus group. Mion also explained the rules, including their handcuffs that prohibited them to use their abilities. But if it turned green, it would be unlocked after 5 seconds, then they could start using the ability assigned to each of them. She said that they should not worry, for they would not be punished if someone got hurt or dies because of their ability. Mion's assistant came to announce the first program and it was a one-on-one battle. Then the people were taken to their respective rooms to further study their abilities. In the rooms, they could find an envelope that contained a paper on which their ability was written. Akira was surprised to see his ability while Mion was happy about it because Akira was one of her personal favorites. Akira was thinking about how he could use the ability that was given to him. Even though he knew that it would be difficult for him, he was still excited to try it. His opponent in the one-on-one battle was Kurosaki, and he was told to give up right away because his opponent's ability was powerful. When their fight started, Kurosaki transformed the wood he was holding into a sword. He repeatedly attacked Akira until Akira had a chance to get out of the room. Their fight continued in the laboratory and Akira also tried to attack Kurosaki. While Kurosaki was looking for Akira, he mentioned that maybe Akira could not use his ability because it was not useful for battle. When Akira got the opportunity he was waiting for, he showed himself to Kurosaki. He said that his ability was contrary to Kurosaki's expectation because his ability was very dangerous, that he chose not to use it yet. When Kurosaki attacked again, Akira used his power and turned his hand into a cannon. After it hit Kurosaki, it decided to give up on their fight. Mion was amazed at what Akira did, and as expected, her time watching his fight was worth it. Her assistant thought that the arm cannon was also Akira's ability, but it was not. So Mion explained it to her. Akira's ability was whatever his opponent thinking at the current moment. He waited for the right opportunity so that if he mentioned his ability to his opponent, Kurosaki would immediately believe it. The next to compete was Yuri, who had the ability to make her physical strength 5 times stronger. His opponent was Kazuto, who had the ability to know the person's condition just by using his sense of smell. When Kazuto attacked her, he was caught by Yuri's kick. Suddenly, Kazuto undressed in front of her so Yuri would lose her focus in the fight. He managed to hold on her and he said words that Yuri did not like because she remembered the bad events in her life. In her anger, she used her ability and beat up Kazuto badly. Since Kazuto was unable to get fight back, Yuri was declared the winner. After the one-on-one battle, Akira was taken to another room for the second program. When he got into the room, he saw Yuri and Kurosaki with the other participants, named Shin and Sawatari. Then Mion announced the next part of the battle, and it was 5-on-5 team battles. Akira did not expect that this kind of battle would be held right away. Since he knew that in order for a group to be effective in the fight, he needed to tell his groupmates his ability. He was having second thoughts about this because Kurosaki already saw that his ability was the arm cannon. Sawatari began to introduce himself and his ability to turn a button into a rope. Next came Yuri, Kurosaki, and Shin, who had the ability to become invincible for 2 seconds. When Akira introduced himself, he decided not to tell his true ability, and he told them that the arm cannon was his ability. As Sawatari asked them to demonstrate their abilities, Akira immediately talked to Kurosaki about the damage he received in their fight. Because of this, Akira was able to quickly change the conversation, and he survived in showing up his ability. When the next battle started, they did not expect that it was still a one-on-one battle where there was no need to expose their abilities to their team members. Because of Akira's lie and the exposure of his team members' abilities, Akira gained more advantage from the informations he obtained that he could use in the future. Sawatari entered for the first fight, and his opponent was Rin. Rin begged Sawatari to give up on their fight. Sawatari did not agree to this, but he thought of a way so that they no longer have to fight and prevent them from hurting each other. It was the coin toss, and Rin agreed to it. When Sawatari threw the coin, he was attacked by Rin, causing his immediate death. Because things happened fast, they did not see what Rin did to Sawatari. And they were not able to know what was Rin's ability. Kurosaki said bad thing to Sawatari that Yuri and Shin did not like, and this caused a fight among themselves. So Akira thought of a way to stop the ongoing chaos in their group. Shin fought next, and his opponent was named Ringo. Shin planned to throw Ringo out of the ring so that he could avoid hurting her. When he attacked, Ringo suddenly raised his hand to stop him, but it turned out that she would just give up in their fight. Ringo told her group members that she was unable to copy Shin's ability. In Rin's anger, she strangled Ringo. Fortunately, Seiko stopped her. But it was not true that Ringo could not copy Shin's ability. It was actually useless even if she copied it, because she could only copy 1/10 of the opponent's ability, which was only 0.2 seconds on Shin's ability. That's why she was so thankful that she could give up in the fight. Next in line was Kurosaki, and his opponent was Seiko. When the fight started, Seiko immediately attacked with his catapult, but Kurosaki blocked it before Seiko could increase the size of his bullet. Kurosaki's stick became sword, and he rushed at Seiko. So Seiko threw more circular bullets to dodge his attack, but Kurosaki just cut them all. Seiko was worried about how he would beat Kurosaki, and also towards Rin's punishment once he was defeated. He attacked multiple times until he trapped Kurosaki. He was about to end the fight with his last attack, but Kurosaki cut off his catapult with a thrown knife. Because Kurosaki did not end the fight immediately, he did not realize that Seiko's fallen bullet was approaching him. When he noticed it, it was too late. The ball became big, and it badly hit both of his eggs. Since Kurosaki had lost his consciousness, Seiko was declared the winner. For the next fight, Akira had his turn, and his opponent was Koji. If Akira lose the fight, that would be the end for their group. But he noticed that anyone who was harmed in each battle was healed. He thought that the punishment that would be imposed on them in case they lose was not death. With this in mind, his priority was not to win the match, but to use this opportunity to experiment with his ability. He wanted to know what did it mean by the other person from what was revealed about his ability. He was thinking if it was everyone in the room or just his opponent. For phase 1, he tried to look at those who already knew about his arm cannon, but it had not been activated yet. He tried phase 2 and approached Kurosaki. He told him that he was going to attack his opponent with the arm cannon, and since they were thinking the same thing, Akira's ability had been activated. After he got the new information, he would try the final stage of his experiment. Since their opponents had already seen the arm cannon, he tried to check each of those outside the ring if they could activate his ability, but it did not work. When he tried it on Koji, it worked immediately. Then he found out a new condition that would activate his ability. He attacked his opponent, but Koji only blocked it. He did it over again, but Koji just blocked all of his attacks. Suddenly, Koji was hit by a shoe on his face and was shocked to notice Akira, who was already behind him. Akira found out about Koji's ability to nullify other abilities, but only if he touches the floor. Because Koji surrendered, Akira was declared the winner, and the match between the groups was now a draw. In Akira's experiment, he found out that other than what others should think about his abilities, they should have an engagement with the other person. For the final fight, Yuri's opponent was Oji. He was his stalker and the reason why she fell from the building. In Yuri's anger, she attacked him, and with just one punch, Oji was thrown out of the ring. The battle ended, and due to the defeat of the other group, they would receive a punishment. They were all blindfolded, and when Akira's group entered a room, they saw their opponents who were ordered to serve them while they were eating. Next to them were Koji and Oji, who were just given water. Because of what Akira showed in the fight, Rin became interested in him, but Akira did not care about it. Yuri's hand suddenly hurt, so Akira covered it with his handkerchief. After they ate, they were taken to a room where they separated and entered their chosen doors. Before Akira and Yuri parted, Akira told Yuri that she should return the handkerchief to him when they meet again. When Akira got to the next room, he saw something that looked like a cell phone. Mion explained the third program, and this interface contained 100 points. To pass the third program, each of them must collect 1,000 points. When he got out of this room, he was surprised to see the forest. He went to Block A, and he was told that every person that he could knock down in the area had the equivalent of 10 points. He did not think too much and immediately ran. While he was running, he was suddenly stopped by a man named Katsuya. Akira prepared to fight him, but Katsuya told Akira that he was not there to fight, for he just wanted to recruit Akira. Then he saw Yuri, who was being chased by 4 men. They soon found out that Team Green and Team Red were fighting over recruiting newcomers. Because of this, Katsuya was forced to fight these 4 men who introduced themselves as Red Dragons. Katsuya had the ability to turn a stick into an bow with the ability to create unlimited arrows. One of the Red Dragon members, named Matsushita, used his ability, and it was also an arm cannon. When Yuri mentioned to Akira that they have the same ability, the Red Dragon members were surprised. Then Akira got the chance to activate it and use the arm cannon to immediately attack the Red Dragon's members. The 3 ran away quickly. When Matsushita attacked them, Akira countered this attack. Since Matsushita's legs were already shaking, they were not able to catch up with Akira's group. When they were far away, Katsuya introduced himself and explained about their team and Team Red, which was led by 2 people with strong abilities. Then he brought Akira and Yuri to Team Green's base camp. When they entered, they met the leader of the team, named Shirasagi. Shirasagi was happy that they now had a member like Akira that they could count on during the battle. But they were even more surprised to learn about Yuri's ability because it was said to be rare. Shirasagi explained what the points could do in their interface and other ways to get them. The points also serves as money there because they were used to buy whatever they needed. He also told them about the times when they first came to the area, wherein each group consisted of a few members only. But soon they heard of another group whose members suddenly increased. They also found out that the members of this group were abducting other people just like those who tried to take Yuri. Akira found out that Team Red was doing this because they had no intention of continuing the next program. Shirasagi also had a hunch that one of the reasons of Team Red was not being certain if the next program would be better than this one. They chose to stay because on this program, you could live whatever kind of lifestyle you want as long as you have enough points. Team Red took advantage of using their abilities so they could live in the area like kings. Meanwhile, in Team Red, the members of the Red Dragon were shaking in fear as they faced their leader, named Oagami, because they let Yuri escape. They were also with Kuro and Rin, who had become their members. In Agami's anger, he smashed a bottle of wine on Mitsuru's head. On the other hand, Shirasagi mentioned about Team Blue, which was being neutral in the ongoing battle between Team Green and Red. Shirasagi knew that the day was approaching when they would have to fight Team Red. So he begged Akira and Yuri to join them in this fight. Yuri did not hesitate to join Team Green while Akira could not make a decision yet. Akira approached Shirasagi and was about to try to aim the arm cannon at him, but he was surprised that his ability could not be activated. He immediately wondered if Shirasagi had the ability to know his true ability or if he was just not convinced that the arm cannon is his ability. When he looked at Yuri, his ability was suddenly activated. He fired his arm cannon, but it did not hit Shirasagi. After that, Akira decided to join Team Green. Due to the fact that the base was also lacking in rooms because their other companions had also recruited newcomers, Akira informed them that he could share the room with Yuri. When they entered in their room, Akira gave Yuri a piece of paper. Yuri opened it and read what was written. It says that Akira's true ability was telepathy. Akira begged Yuri to believe him, and because of this, they successfully communicate through their minds. Akira wanted that this would be their way whenever they wanted to talk because they were definitely still being watched by Team Green members. Using telepathy, they talked about their respective families. Yuri wanted to go back to her sister Riria and her mother while Akira had only his father with him at home. But this was not Akira's current priority, and what he wanted was to finish the game and had a rematch with Mion. He wanted Mion to regret in giving him this ability. But he still promised Yuri that she would be able to return to her family. Since the trust increased in each other, Akira told Yuri his real ability. Mion suddenly called them all and informed them of the quest that would take place the next day. Meanwhile, Oagami decided to use this quest to dispose their other slaves. The next morning before Team Green proceed to the quest, they gathered first and talked about their plan. When all reached the place mentioned by Mion, she immediately sent his ghouls out. They started to fight the Team Green, and while the others acted as a defense, the Slayers killed the ghouls. Since everyone already knew Akira's arm cannon ability, he could easily activate it. Team Red also came and Oagami was immediately attacked by the ghoul, but he just knocked it with a strong punch. In order for Team Red not to see the abilities of other Team Green members, Shirasagi asked some of his companions to retreat. Shirasagi's team did not know that Oagama's slaves were with them. Using Kuro's ability, the slaves were forced to attack the ghouls, causing the others to die on the spot. Ringo was also among these slaves. Fortunately, Akira and Yuri were able to save her. Since Shirasagi could not bear watching the death of these people, he had no choice but to save them. At that moment, Mion decided to release the giant ghoul. Akira tried to attack it, but he was just thrown away when the giant ghoul attacked him. Shirasagi faced the ghoul and instructed Akira to help Eiji. The giant ghoul repeatedly attacked Shirasagi, and using his ability as a mediator, he returned to the ghoul the attacks he received from it. He managed to pierce the ghoul's stomach but received damage after doing it on one of his hands. They thought the vengeful ghoul was dead, but it suddenly got up and ate the little ghouls so it could regenerate. Shirasagi ordered everyone to go back to the base camp, but Yuri did not listen to it. While the ghoul was attacking Shirasagi, Yuri attacked the ghoul and Akira also helped her. Akira thought of a way to defeat the ghoul, and using telepathy he explained how to do it to Yuri. Akira just needed to get out of Agami and Kuro's sight so they would not see what he was going to do. When he had the chance, he told Yuri to think about teleportation so that he could aim the arm cannon at the mouth of the ghoul. But the ghoul was not dead yet, so Oagami made his attack and immediately killed the ghoul. In Yuri's anger at Oagami because of the casualties, she attacked him, but it did not work on Agami. Oagami challenged Akira and Yuri to fight him, but Mion intervened between the two groups. Mion thought of a way for the Team Red and Green to face each other in a match. She made a quest, and it would be called, Hunt the King. If they grabbed the opponent king's interface and connected it to the grabber's interface, they would be the winner. Oagami agreed to this as long as if they win, all the members of Team Green must die. Shirasagi did not agree with this, but Mion agreed, so they had no other choice about it. When they got back to their base, Shirasagi asked Akira to take him to his room. Shirasagi asked again about Akira's true ability because he saw that Akira was hit by the ghoul attack and it was impossible for him to survive it with just luck. So Akira admitted that the arm cannon was not his ability, but he could not tell him yet his true ability. What he could only assure for now was he would use his ability to crush Team Red. While Harika was looking for wood, she was attacked by someone from Team Red. Fortunately, Shin saved her. Harika took Shin to the base camp and he met Akira and Yuri again. Suddenly, they heard Mion's voice and she informed everyone about the quest that would take place between Team Green and Red. Meanwhile, Ringo remembered the time when she was playing an online game where a gamer, named Ki, easily defeated her. She found out Ki's real name and it was Akira Shiroyanagi. Since then, she dreamed of meeting Akira in person. She approached Akira and told about her ability that she could see the ability of others. Because of this, Akira immediately pulled her into the room which Yuri saw. She explained to Akira that she could copy the 1/10 of the ability of others. And because of this, she was able to know the ability that she wanted to copy. Then Akira asked if she also knew all the abilities of Team Red members, which she confirmed immediately. While Yuri was resting, Akira went to her and asked if she could accompany him to Team Blue. On the other hand, the other members of Team Red, named Renka, Kamui and Rindo, also arrived at Team Red's base. One of their members who allegedly became a hostage of Team Green arrived but was able to escape with the help of their spy who was inside Team Green. It had a message from their spy about Akira's abilities. Kuro informed Oagami about Akira's fake arm cannon ability and that they should also change their plan. While Akira and Yuri were on their way to Team Blue, they tried what were the other things that Akira's ability could do. They tried to see if Akira could also pretend to be someone else. Since Ringo was what Yuri always think about, this was also what Akira copied. Because of this, Akira thought that Yuri might had seen him talking to Ringo the other day. It was here that he told Yuri that Ringo already knew his true abilities and he offered her to work with him. They continued walking until they met some members of Team Blue. They were with their leader, named Omoto, and on their side was Kirasaki, who had also become a member of Team Blue. Akira offered them to become mercenaries in the upcoming battle of Team Green and Red in exchange for 200 points. He knew that the members of Team Blue had low points, so this was what he thought necessary as a payment. But Omoto wanted Yuri to be the ransom in exchange for the 20 members of Team Blue. Akira did not agree to this because Yuri was equal to more than 20 people, and if they really wanted to get her, Omoto should join the fight. But Omoto did not want to join the battle against Team Red. So he told Akira that he would just inform their members if they wanted to accept Akira's offer. When Omoto left, that was the time when they only noticed Kirasaki. But Kirasaki told them that he would join Team Red so he could fight Akira. But Akira did not care about this, so he and Yuri left him. The day of the battle had arrived and Akira's suspicions were right about the place where the battle would be held. Since Akira and Yuri had observed the place, Shirasagi thought that they had an advantage in this fight. Before the quest started, Mion explained the rules first. One of these was that, if the participant got separated from its interface by 3 meters, they would be considered dead and would no longer be able to use their ability. While the 5 towers would give them 10 million points each if they could place their interface there. They could use the Mion points to make an announcement or inform their allies of a person's exact location and much more. When the quest began, Shirasagi instructed everyone to take the towers first. Katsuya immediately got one of the towers. When Asuka's group was about to get to the other tower, Oagami suddenly appeared. Asuka was surprised because Oagami immediately appeared in the battle. She decided to fight Oagami first until the rest of their companions arrive in her location. But with Oagami's strength, he easily overthrew Asuka. Meanwhile, Shin was assigned to watch over Harika while the others went to help Asuka. Harika noticed that someone was approaching them, so Shin went to check who it was. While the group of Katsuya was on the way to Asuka's location, they were blocked by Kamui. In another area, Renka and Rindo killed the other members of Team Green. Meanwhile, Akira had a conversation with Ri and they had an agreement. When Akira left, Rin called someone to inform this person about Akira's whereabouts. Shin and Yuki faced each other, and Yuki was able to cut off one of Shin's hands because he had the ability to shrink anything. As he was about to kill Shin, Harika came to stop him and save her comrade. Shin took this opportunity and used his ability to quickly knock down Yuki. Oagami defeated the members of Asuka's group. When he was about to kill Asuka, Yuri came to save her. The two of them fought and Oagami noticed Yuri's quick movements. Akira knew that Yuri could not handle Oagami when it comes to strength alone, so they planned to beat him using her speed. Oagami was able to hold Yuri's arms, and this was also predicted by Akira, so Yuri followed the plan and kicked Oagami on its face. Yuri took the opportunity and punched Oagami multiple times. But it was not enough to defeat Oagami because he rose again. Meanwhile, Ringo was able to catch the suspected spy among their group. She told Shirasagi that it was Akira who asked her to find out if they saved any slaves who were not telling the truth about their abilities. Since the spy they caught did not give any information, Ringo wanted to talk to him, but when she approached the guy, he was already dead. When Shirasagi received a call from Harika about the enemies approaching their camp, they realized that there was another spy among them, and it turned out to be Momoko. While Akira was running to find Kuro, Kirasaki suddenly attacked him. The two of them fought until Akira was pinned against a tree. Then Rindo appeared and attacked Akira too. Kirasaki attacked Rindo, but it was only blocked by him. Since Kurosaki did not want anyone to interfere in his fight with Akira, he said that he must defeat Rindo first. Little did Kurosaki and Rindo knew that both of them fell on Akira's plans with Rin's help. Earlier, Akira called Kurosaki so they could fight somewhere while Rindo was called by Rin to inform him of Akira's location. And this was Akira's plan B while he was not with Yuri. Rindo attacked them again, and since they were having trouble parrying its attacks, they decided to retreat first. While hiding, they thought of their plan on how to counter Rindo's attacks. After a few moments, Kurosaki fought Rindo again until he was knocked by Rindo. Akira aimed at the tree behind Rindo, but he was still able to stop Akira's attack. Rindo did not know that Akira did it on purpose to scatter the crushed pieces of wood. When Kurosaki got what Akira meant, he immediately turned them into knives and kicked them towards Rindo, which caused the death of their opponent. While in other battle, before Mary lost consciousness, she was able to use her ability on Renka. But she did not die, and when Renka got up, she just turned her head in right position. She was about to kill Mary when Rin suddenly appeared behind her. Because both of them did not like each other, they both fought. Renka managed to injure Rin with her toys, while Rin used her blood to blow up Renka's toys one by one through her ability. When she was able to tie Renka to the tree, she immediately attacked a box in the distance where the person controlling Renka was hiding. She managed to kill it and the slave who was pushing the box of the person controlling Renka. As Katsuya continued to fight against Kamui, Akira came to their location. Akira asked Katsuya to go to Asuka and rescue her. Then he confronted Kamui. Akira learned that Kamui's ability was a chemical reaction causing Katsuya to have burns on its skin. Then Kamui told him that he also knew that Akira's ability was not just an arm cannon. As Kamui approached him, Akira took Rindo's sword. Kamui was surprised by this and got worried because Rindo's weapon was the only one he could not counter using his ability. Because of this, Akira quickly defeated him. Meanwhile, Momoko talked to Shirasagi, but she suddenly attacked him using her ability, which was also an arm cannon. But Shirasagi already knew about this, so he was able to block it. Then Momoko told them about her connection with Oagami and Kuro and the reason for her betrayal. He took baby Taro out and she threatened them that she would kill the baby if Shirasagi would not throw to her his interface. Shirasagi had no other choice but follow Momoko's demand, but after that, she suddenly attacked him. Because of this, Kuro thought that they had won, but according to Mion, Shirasagi was not the king of Team Green. Ringo was the only one to fight Momoko, but she was hesitant to use her ability. When she remembered what Akira told her, she got the courage to try what was planned. She copied Momoko's arm cannon, and although its strength was only 1/10, its interval became 1/10 too. That's why it had 10 times the amount with just one attack. This was the reason that it became equal to the power of Momoko's arm cannon. Ringo begged her to put baby Taro aside before they continued their fight, which Momoko followed. As their fight continued, Momoko was able to knock Ringo down. Since Ringo did not have the courage to kill a person, Momoko took advantage of it and beat her up. After a while, Momoko thought that baby Taro was covered by the rocks, so she quickly went to him. But Taro was no longer there. Then she realized that Ringo was holding him. Ringo threatened to shoot Momoko by her cannon if she would not throw away her interface. When Ringo turned back, Momoko was about to kill her, but Ringo could see Momoko from the mirror of her interface. So she aimed at the cliff behind her opponent, causing the rocks to run over Momoko. Akira and Kuro faced each other, and Kuro was thinking that Akira was the king of Team Green. Then Akira told him about his prepared plan to defeat Oagami. Kurosaki and Shin came to Yuri to help her fight against the opponent. Kuro summoned his minions out, and when Akira attacked, it was blocked by Seiko's ability. With Ringo's help, Akira had an idea on how Kuro and Oagami's abilities work. By working together, they could easily activate Kuro's power so that their slave would increase even more. Kuro turned his slaves into offense and defense during the fight with Akira. He knew that Akira had a plan to stop him while Yuri was fighting against Oagami. He said that since he granted it, Akira seemed to be indebted to him, and it enabled to activate his ability on Akira. For Akira's repayment, he surrounded one of Akira's legs with a chain so that he could not move. He brought his slaves closer to Akira, so Akira was forced to use teleportation, which worked because Kuro was also thinking about it, but other slaves immediately grabbed him. Kuro stabbed Akira and told him that Akira already fell on his ability from the beginning. But Akira told Kuro that he was just pretending, that he really meant for Kuro to think that he fell on his ability because he was also manipulating him. Kuro suddenly thought of Shirasagi, and when he attacked Akira, it was blocked using Shirasagi's ability. Akira returned the strength of the attack to Kuro and he was thrown by the force of it. Because of this, Kuro's mark had been removed from the slaves. Then Akira also showed the meat that was hit by Kuro's attack on him. Kuro realized that Akira had predicted what was going to happen, so he was able to plan well. So Akira also told him how he planned all this. Because he immediately found out that there was a spy in Team Green, he copied the person that Shin caught and went to Team Red's base to deliver a message to Kuro and make them believe this information. While he was in Team Red's base, he also found out how Kuro would use the slaves and the traps that were prepared for him. Kuro had no choice but give up and gave his interface to Akira. But Kuro was still confident that Akira could not defeat Oagami. Meanwhile, the group of Yuri continued to fight against Oagami and they managed to hit him. At this point, something seemed to change in Oagami, and because of its great strength, the three were being beaten. Oagami remembered again the times when he was still a child. He started to feel a strange power that was being released every time he was so angry. Yuri and Oagami attacked each other at the same time, causing them both to break their bones. Yuri thought that one of Oagami's hands was crippled, but she was surprised when Oagami used his damaged arm to attack her. Oagami kept punching her and she could not do anything but blocked his attacks. Then Yuri suddenly met his with her fist, causing one of Oagami's hands to be permanently disabled. Yuri attacked again and she aimed at Oagami's chest, but she suddenly lost her ability, so it did not affect on Oagami. Then he retaliated at Yuri and she was hit hard by his punch. Mion announced that Kuro used 50 points to disable Yuri's ability. It turned out that the one he gave to Akira was not Kuro's real interface. When Akira left, Kuro ordered his slaves to take the 3 towers to get 50 Mion points needed to request to disable someone's ability. Oagami was about to kill Yuri when he suddenly heard Akira's voice that stopped him. Akira used 1 Mion point to give his announcement. He suggested to Oagami that they should fight one-on-one and that he would show up right away as long as Oagami would not kill Yuri and the others. Oagami called Akira to accept his proposal. Akira appeared to the location, and when the fight started, Oagami quickly rushed at him to attack. Akira managed to avoid it, and with Yuri's help, Akira used the decouple physical ability. He hit Oagami's chest, who was thrown away because of Akira's strength. Akira was surprised when Oagami stood up again, but he only gave a message for Yuri, then he fell to the ground and died. Because of this, Team Green was declared the winner and Mion's group came there to take the wounded. While Akira was cleaning himself at the river, Omoto appeared to him. Omoto told him that he watched him in the battle and saw that Akira had an intriguing ability. Omoto suddenly took action to attack Akira. When Akira thought of the arm cannon, it came out on Omoto's arm and it shot him. Then Omoto told him that he planned to kill Mion and he needed his help. Before Omoto left, he told Akira that they would meet in the 4th program. Akira and the others returned to Tokyo because the 4th program would be held there. This is the end of the battle game in 5 seconds. I hope you like it and give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss newly uploaded videos. Thank you for watching.